You know that I'm here for you for whatever true. He's misunderstood. We are live, you guys. Everybody, welcome to Politics with the Princess. And today is our fifth week, right?
Yes.
And before we do anything else, I have to say happy birthday. Today is a king's birthday.
Uh-oh.
It's a king's birthday.
Yes.
It's my son's birthday, King Edward.
All right.
So we're all going to say happy birthday to King Edward, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so today's show on Politics with the Princess on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest show in the world, right? In the world. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can like, follow, share, and subscribe. And it's my king's birthday.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it is.
So we have a special show for my king, right?
Yes.
My king is an African-American male, and we know it's hard out there for African-American males, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a special guest who helps fight prison reform. How do we want to define it? Anything dealing with the prison system in the male, right? And women. His name is Daryl Woods. Daryl Woods is a great friend. Daryl Woods is a hard worker. And I want Daryl Woods to introduce himself and try to define actually what he does.
I do whatever the political princess tell me to do. Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm glad I'm here on this show with you. Definitely, your vision is coming to pass, and
We had that vision.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is an empowering time for you, and definitely happy birthday to the king. And I'm gonna be crying for you because I know you're gonna have to spend a lot of money.
You know what? I can say this: the gifts that he asked for are gifts to better himself.
Wow. Which
is the reason why I'm crying.
Yes.
Because he has a company where he pays somebody to do his t-shirts, right? Because, he has his own business. Mm-hmm. He wanted a t-shirt machine. That's what he asked for. He wanted the printer. He asked for things that betters him.
That's good.
And I'm like, I think I'm doing something right. And he's 12. But he started his own business at 9.
Wow.
And so, yeah. So let's finish telling us about what exactly does Daryl Woods do? Because you're known everywhere. Everybody know when I say Daryl, everybody know Daryl Woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, what exactly do you do?
I work in the area of criminal justice reform. I work in the area of prison reform as well as police reform. And so I network with a number of organizations to be able to bring some fairness and equity into the system. Definitely, you know my story.
Yes.
Condemned to die in prison, life without the possibility of parole. I was sentenced to in 1990. Served 28 years, 11 months in prison in a hopeless situation. And so I was blessed to get out in 2019, February the 12th, 2019, 2/12, I got out. And since I got out, I couldn't forget where I came from. And so I couldn't and wouldn't forget where I came from.
I like couldn't and wouldn't.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel the pain and the suffering of our brothers and sisters that's behind prison bars. And so I was blessed with the opportunity to be able to do some things about that. And so I work in the area of trying to bring some relief to those men and women inside that's behind prison bars. I work with Dignity for Detroit in the area of police reform. And we do some amazing work there. Had the opportunity to meet with during this crisis last year, 8 police chiefs with my good friend Teferi Brent, Negus Vu. And,
that's a good crew right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's just stop and say that's a good crew. The 2 names he just named, okay.
Absolutely. Warriors.
Warriors.
Who have the heart of the people in their hearts, and so we have done some amazing work in getting policy change as it relates to use of force, as it relates to the duty to intervene. In fact, on yesterday, Teferi and Chief Gabi and myself was in Lansing advocating for changes in the law. And it looked like it's going to be some bipartisan support there.
Right,
to get
which
some
is great.
My Lord.
Which is great.
My Lord.
Which is great. We have a caller. Caller, hello, welcome to the Political Princess.
Hello, everybody.
What's your name?
My name is Zipporah.
Hey, Zipporah, do you have a question? Zipporah has a question.
Oh, absolutely.
What's going on today? What's the topic?
The topic is prison reform, criminal justice reform. Daryl Woods in his fight to change the criminal justice system. Do you have a question for Daryl or a comment?
I do. I have a comment, probably more so. I just like to say, shouts out to Daryl Woods and all the amazing work he's doing in the community for, with the prison system, because I see the change. You know what I mean? It's a vibration in the culture, so we appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
it
you
has
so much.
actually taken on its own life to where we said, a year and a half ago? I don't know, a year or two. We want the prisoners to have a voice.
Absolutely.
Right? Because they too, especially when you're a returning citizen, you vote. You have the power in Michigan to vote.
Absolutely.
And so you did that campaign during the Biden election. Tell
Absolutely.
us about that.
Absolutely. I had the great honor and privilege to be a presidential fellow for the Democratic National Committee.
Hey, yes.
So that was a service-oriented position for me because I had never voted in my life. I went to prison at the age of 18. And so for me to not only be able to claim my franchise back, but be able to get in the trenches and go inside the Wayne County Jail with the Detroit branch, NAACP, and other coalition partners to make sure that we registered people to vote, but also was able to take the clerk in there and bring ballots up out of there.
Exactly. For one of the first times, they were actually able, you had the clerk to go inside so they can vote. It wasn't let's just register. They actually voted and took the ballots out. Okay, can we say that one more time?
Absolutely.
They voted and took the ballots out. They didn't just register to vote. They actually voted inside of the jails and took the ballots out. How many counties was that in? How many counties did you work?
We did Wayne County, worked with Nation Outside. They did Genesee County, which was Flint. So, in fact, they deputized a returning citizen to go into the Genesee County Jail and to walk out with those ballots under armed guard. And so that was a very powerful moment for us.
It's very powerful. And I think it's other powerful moments too when we talk about you. So just your story, you were sentenced to die in prison.
Absolutely.
But now you sit on one of the governor's commissions. What commission is that?
Absolutely. The State Appellate Defenders Commission.
That, come on now. A returning.
Absolutely.
That's God.
So,
That's
but
God.
it's making it, you're shedding the way, you're helping to shed away the stigma to where, you know how it's already hard when you're returning. It's hard. It's tough, right? And people want to shun you. It's hard to find jobs. And that's still there.
Absolutely.
But you're helping the change happen. And not only are you, example of it, you're bringing people along with you.
Oh, absolutely.
So on top of speaking at places, sitting in the Senate, your phone is blowing up with people that I say, call Daryl Woods. If your family, 313-355-6018, and you have a cousin that's locked up and need help, call Daryl Woods.
Lord
help
me.
That's
Jesus.
literally what happens. Call Daryl. Daryl can help you. Call Daryl. So if you want to call in and ask Daryl Woods a question now, his phone number is 313-355-6018. 355-6018. And it's another amazing thing that you do with Chief Dunlap, who's awesome, by the way.
Absolutely.
And Prosecutor Kim Worthy,
Absolutely.
who's awesome. They meet every Friday, like today. So, on Zoom, tonight, with the community.
Absolutely.
You have Chief Dunlap, Chief of Wayne County Jails, the prosecutor, Kim Worthy, who has so much to do, and Daryl Woods, who does a lot. Take the time. Is it 8 o'clock?
It's 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Every Friday. Every single Friday. To engage with the community. The community come on and ask them questions. They give you their personal phone numbers. I think they're crazy for that. They give you their personal emails. The prosecutor, Kim Worthy, does this literally to help solve your problem. And they get, not only are they're working, right?
Absolutely.
Because he's running the Wayne County jails.
Absolutely.
She's the Wayne County prosecutor. But they take the time out to talk to the community to help the community move on. Why is that important to speak to the community?
It's vitally important for these leaders to engage the citizens of the people that they serve, and to be able to report to them what they are doing. This was birthed in the heat of COVID, when people were dying.
We're going to get to that too.
In the prison system and could have been possibly dying in the Wayne County Jail. So Chief Dunlap, and at the time Sheriff Benny Napoleon, decided to have them report back to us what was going on.
Because it was just a freak call that we added with the African American Crisis Coalition.
Absolutely.
Right. But we wanted to, it was supposed to be one meeting.
Right.
Remember?
Lord
just to address it.
That's God.
But the one meeting, people just wanted to keep coming back. And let me tell you, they still just want to come back.
Yes.
With COVID, they still want to come back, Karen.
It's powerful.
No, like, if I missed the call, they're inboxing me like, is it a call tonight?
Right.
Like, if life happens, they be like, is it a call tonight? Like, they want to hear from Daryl and Prosecutor Kim Worthy and Chief Dunlap. Hey! So we have Tony just walked in. Tony is always our fashionably late.
Oh.
Last week she was on time, but she always comes in and give us the fashion. Excuse me. Sorry for the loss.
Hello,
so we have Daryl Woods.
I know.
Okay, because you've been listening and we're discussing prison reform. So let's get to COVID. Let's get to the serious business. So during COVID,
Hey, I wanted to.
You want to say what, Sephora?
I tell you guys to keep up the good work, keep making history, and I'll check in next time.
Okay,
Thank you
we
so
love
much.
you. You should just came.
Love you guys.
Have a blessed one,
Bye.
So, serious part was when I saw how incredible you are and how you don't sleep. COVID hit. Prisoners were complaining, they're lying together, they're getting COVID, some are returning, and some have like 3 days to get out, but they don't survive before they get out. This is real stories. Like, this is serious. What made you step up and say, I'm screaming from the rooftop, we need help. Governor Whitmer's staff, we need help. No, it was balls to the walls. It was, we need help now. First, tell us, how many did we lose in prison? And just talk about what happened and, what's going on now.
Absolutely. We over 26,000 people contracted COVID within the Michigan Department of Corrections out of 32,000. Then you had hundreds.
Wait. Say that number one more time.
26,000.
Out of 32,000.
Absolutely.
That's like the majority. Okay.
The overwhelming majority.
Right.
And then you had approximately probably about 200 and something of them to die. Even some of my friends. You had people dying there who had no limbs, people who were on kidney dialysis, people who were elderly, and medically frail, you know, and so we wasn't gonna sit idly by and let something like that happen, and so we organized in this state with coalition partners to let the people who were still on the inside voices be heard.
Right.
You know, because we was representing their voices and we was fighting for them because they are us. You know, they are human beings and they didn't deserve to just die like that.
Right.
You know, and so I reached out to you, I reached out to, you know, other leaders, and we was able to connect with the governor's office and develop an ongoing meeting. So we meet on a regular basis to be able to deal with these issues. I reached out to the Detroit branch NAACP. We was able to get Ford to donate 11,000 masks.
Yes.
Well, no, 20,000
masks.
masks.
That you drove up there, yes.
That we drove up to.
That you had to fight to get in there.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, they can't have, because certain masks can't have strings and wiring. And so it has to, and so while people are getting sick and dying, it's a rush for these masks. So you got to get them cleared really quick.
Right.
And Daryl never slept till it happened. And so that was just, you worked tirelessly with your organizations and you were on it. And so how is it now?
The numbers are better. They are getting vaccinated in there. But still, we're working to reduce that population as much as possible.
Right.
The director's office, under the direction of the governor, has been more open to listening and to working with us to be able to get people out of that system. In fact, that we've been working on people who have second-degree life sentences.
Right.
Who is the best population to parole in the first place? Because after you have done decades in prison and have transformed your life, you know, the recidivism rate is less than 1% when people like that get out anyway.
Yes. So
you get a better bang for your buck to be able to get people like that out of the system. And so we're strategically working with them and going to continue to advocate for those men and women, because those are the men and women really that deserve a chance. So, and we've also been working with the exoneration, the exonerees. Yes. Those have been exonerated, people who've got kidnapped by their government, literally, and thrown in a cave for something they don't even know nothing about.
They don't even know nothing about.
It ain't so that they didn't do it.
He's trying to he's covering all angles. Yeah. You are listening to Politics with the Princess.
Oh, Lord.
With lovely Karen and Tony and our special guest, Daryl Woods. And we are on WJZZ Cool TV, streaming live from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can like, follow, share, and comment, and subscribe. So, one thing that we talked about was when they start being able to give prisoners vaccines, right? To get the vaccine shot. People were saying they should not get it before another person.
Right.
We talked about that.
Oh, absolutely.
And so my thoughts on it is everybody's human. Yep. We have a caller. Hello, caller. You're on with Politics with the Princess. What's your name?
Theresa Singleton.
Hey, Theresa Singleton. Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you. I appreciate that. How are you guys today?
I am wonderful. How are you? Do you have a question for Daryl or any of us today? Question?
No, I was no particular questions. I wanted to call in and say hello. I'm on duty today at the firehouse, so I've missed most things.
You got to say who you are and what you do.
Because I was on the rig. I'm Theresa Singleton. I am a 24-year veteran with the Detroit Fire Department.
Okay.
I am working today, so that prompted my lateness on the call.
You're fine.
I am also a business owner. I own a boutique called Boutique.
Tell it.
Wait, so you do both?
No, that's not it. She
And
does
a-
not. Let her talk.
and a convenience store
See?
that we refer to as the recess room, and that's located in the Old Durfee Innovation Society building, the Old Durfee Middle School, which is currently like a community center. There are 39 businesses in the Old Durfee Middle School that cater to children, young adults, and seniors.
So you are just like you joined the Superwoman's Club, right? So you drive around, shutting down fires, hanging off of the side of a fire truck on a rig, right? And then you
That's
go
correct.
get all dialed up at your boutique. But then you got I love it. You know, people thought that was weird when I did masonry work. Like, what? No, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But women can do it
Yep.
all. I love it, Theresa. So that
People are
deserves
always
another
so
congrats.
shocked. I feel like constantly like I'm in a parade waving. Sometimes they just can't believe they look
I was
up.
shocked when I saw your picture, especially the photo. She got a photo with her laying down by the rig.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, is this a Playboy shoot or?
No,
She like chilling by the rig.
it's the real thing.
She's beautiful. No, she's fully clothed. She's fully clothed. She got on her firefighter gear, but it's just so strong and powerful. Like, man, it's like a beautiful thing to see. So, yes,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That
again.
particular shot, I was really pretty
Are you
worn out,
a
tired,
caterer
and
too,
beat
Theresa?
down. You know. So,
Are you a caterer
but
too?
thank
Karen
you.
says you're a caterer.
She cooks.
She cooks.
yes, ma'am. I am an excellent chef, and I also prepare lots of daily specials for our convenience store.
Really,
so
we have
that's
to
been
go.
pretty
You know,
exciting
we're
as
supposed
well.
to go get something to eat after.
Yes.
We got to see what's the daily special at the convenience
And
store.
she's making a meal for Tashawna's book signing.
Is
She's creating a meal
she?
for us
Oh, wow.
as well.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Ye-
see,
She has
you
so
know,
many hidden
Karen has
talents.
told me so much about you, and now, like, you
Yeah.
lived up to what Karen has been saying. So,
And
Yeah.
the phenomenal thing is
Wow.
that she's at Durfee. Durfee is a space that is doing some great things. I just talked to Chris Lampert not too long ago, the other day, and so I am excited about what's going on. Y'all,
Really?
yeah, they're 100% occupied. You know, and so
That's correct.
That school. They put like $20 million in that project.
Really?
over there,
Yeah.
and have
It
done
is
some
amazing.
revolutionary things there.
And I do work with Charnice.
Yeah.
You know Charnice. And so
And it was all done through fundraising. As a matter of fact, I was one of the first tenants in the building. I took lead in the end of 2017 for a couple of years. It was kind of like I was on an island alone. It's really been a struggle. However, my intent was to cater. I get it. That's a non-traditional space for retail. When you think people don't drive by there and think, let me go in here and try to go shopping, right?
All that you do.
But it's more for the benefit of the young people in that community, and I actually donate more merchandise probably than I do sell to young ladies who are re-entering the job market that need suits. Even young men will come up and, put out a call for something, and if we don't have it, we'll go find it for them and, pretty much donate it.
Oh, yeah, we
To-
got to
to
sit
some of
down
the
and talk
people-
to you,
Oh,
Theresa.
definitely.
and you do more things.
who
Theresa.
are struggling in that community. And just recently, which has been pretty cool, my space is being used as a training space for people matriculating back into the workforce through Detroit at Work. It's called temporary work assistance. So I get young adults who work for me. They are paid by Detroit at Work or the city of Detroit, and we train them on different aspects. So it's been really cool, and I've watched it grow from the beginning.
Yeah, we have to sit down and talk and help connect some dots somewhere else, too.
Sounds good. Not that I want to keep talking about myself, but I guess I failed
that's
to
the
remember
point. We
I
wanna
am
know
also
about
the
you. You're
president.
the-
I was once the vice president of our union, the Detroit Firefighters Association, where I served in that capacity for 14 years. I was the vice president through bankruptcy, negotiating contracts with Jones Day and in federal court and the sorts. And after I stepped down from there, I became the first female president of the Phoenix of the Detroit
Wow.
fire department, which is the Black Firefighters Organization, and
Well,
we
I
do
met her
a lot
You
for
have
community
met him before?
engagement.
Look, Daryl Woods
He
said
knows
he's met you before.
I met you when Hester and you all was at WC3 putting on those.
Hester
That's
was a
right.
firefighter.
Project
I forgot.
100.
Absolutely.
That's right. And I'm in the process of starting. We are trying to do recruitment for young men or women of color. The Detroit Fire Department will soon be hiring again. I think the list will be coming out in December. And on behalf of the Phoenix, I've been asked to partner with administration and try to recruit not necessarily Detroiters, but people of color. For the Detroit Fire Department. So they're going to be hiring again. So we'll be doing that again, the Project 100.
Well, keep us up to date on that. We want to know about that because I think I think what she does is kind of what it's like. It's bridging the gap. It's keeping kids out of the streets.
Absolutely.
Because
Yes.
you know, like we're young. We have all
Yeah.
the recreation centers. That kept a lot of kids out of the street.
No doubt about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it kept a lot of my friends out of the streets. Yes, they probably got in trouble, but we were at the rec from the time we got out of school till like 11 o'clock at night. Swear to God. You know, it used to be, yes, because you had modern dance,
Yeah.
you had arts and crafts. You can, like, when I
That's
say
right.
arts and craft, you can make put it in a fire, make the little ceramics.
Absolutely.
We had
That's
karate,
That's right.
we had basketball, baseball, you could go camping, you could do anything. Like it just was, and the city paid for it. And so the membership was free at first, and then it went up to like $1, and then it went up to $2, and then it just decimated. Anyway, that kept a lot of kids out of trouble. A lot of kids. It gave a lot of kids
That's right.
futures because you learn how to make ceramics. You learn crafts. You learn different things. People will come in like her and tell us about different opportunities for jobs and all that stuff when you graduate in high school. Once that ended, they're in the streets. They're out. They have you're bored. You're going to get in trouble. You robbing, you doing this. You also got paid to work at the gym. You also got summer jobs.
Absolutely.
So all of us was working. You know what I'm saying? We'll wake up in the morning pissed. That's not really a cuss word. Like at 6 o'clock in the morning, we cleaning up the Hermit Gardens. We're cleaning up the Hermit Gardens, but we got paid. We were still all together doing something. And so those programs, so what she speak of when she's talking and when you're talking about the things you're doing, it's like I think the community has to give them back because it's not coming for free. I don't think no city's paying for it. I think companies and things like that, when she was like investing, this company paid for this, has to invest in these things in our community.
Oh, absolutely.
To save our kids.
Right.
That's the only, because you introduce a kid to bowling. They might become a bowling star. You introduce, like some kids that play basketball at the gym, they didn't play for the NBA, but I know a lot of people that went overseas.
That's right. That's right. And not only, it also teaches them to be team players and conflict resolution. Sometimes it appears that this generation, I apologize for this, is they don't have good resolution skills and working out and through conflict. So when they're participating with other youth their ages in all types of activities and programs, sometimes they bump heads, but there's somebody there to mentor them through, conflict resolution skills and how to handle crisis and all those sorts of things. So it's great. I work with a wonderful group of men who always serve as mentors. We have young guys in this community who have grown up in this firehouse, and, we've encouraged them to just step outside that box, and be different, to become something or someone different than just being typical.
Well, thank you,
so it's
Theresa.
really awesome.
We got another call, and we cannot wait to meet you. Hello, caller. You're talking with Politics with the Princess. What's your name?
Kentel.
Hey, Kentel. How are you? You have a question for us?
I just wanted to take this opportunity to say congratulations on your success, your upcoming event. I've been, watching you faithfully on Facebook. You going live
on Facebook. I love you, Kentel.
I know we don't talk like we used
'Cause you'll be
to because
busy.
we don't have the time. And I just want to say I'm very proud of you.
Well, I am very proud of you. I've been watching you as well. I liked your February thing where he every day faithfully put up an African American leader. February. Every day.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you.
That's like that takes a lot of, because life happens and you.
Oh yeah.
So every day he did that, and so I watched those and I enjoy those, and how you working in community and all that good stuff. So just like you watching me, I'm watching you too.
But thank you so much. I'm again, I'm very proud of what y'all doing, and I'm very supportive. I always support our African American people, and despite the pandemic that would happen, I'm always support out here in the community helping out. So I just want to say I love you, Tashawna.
I love you
and
too,
everybody.
Kentel. I haven't talked to Kentel in a
Stay
while.
strong.
It's been a while. We haven't spoken in not because we just life but we watch each other.
But you can't. I called you one time. You changed your phone number.
I have the same number, all 5 of them.
I was gonna say she got too many phones.
Too many.
I have the same number, 734 or 517, and you have those numbers, so stop. And you also have Messenger. So I have the same number.
But I just see your message on Messenger. But
yeah, so that's the best way.
But again, I'm very proud of you. I'm gonna try to come to your event on the 19th. If I can't, it's despite because of my work schedule. Me working at the facility.
I know.
With the young men.
He actually works with the young men. He works for Wayne County.
Okay, JDF.
He does something. Is it the juvenile system? What is it, Kentel?
Yeah, it's the Wayne County Juvenile Detention Facility.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell Derek McConchy and Michelle Hall what up, though.
Okay. Well, Derek he just retired back in April.
He told me he was gonna be retiring too. He been in there
gone
for the longest.
Wow, really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, keep up the great work. I do some work down there sometimes.
Do you know Cassidy?
Okay.
Do you know Cassidy that works for Superior?
Who?
Cassidy, a young lady named Cassidy.
Cassidy. Did she work there at the facility?
Yes.
What's her last name?
She don't know.
No.
She don't know. Just get back with us and let us know.
I
talked to Michelle
we don't
and
do last
tell her
name
to give you a promotion because you know Tashawna.
Kentel. Okay,
no,
Kentel.
no, I'm good.
Kentel
I'm moving on
White.
in September.
Kentel White ran for governor.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Against
Yes. And we became good friends as he was running for governor.
So why did you whoop on him like that? That's why he ain't called you. You
No. We talk then. We talk after. No, we never.
No. Let me stop being messy. This is politics with the princess.
Thank you, Kentel. I will talk to you soon. Thank you for calling. If you have any comments, call in and talk to us at 313-355-6018. And he mentioned something that's very serious. He mentioned, we get back to COVID and the prison system.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, I was a survivor of it, but I'm, that's what made me stronger. And it made me very strong and my family.
Right.
And I overcame it. I'm sorry that a lot of people lost their lives because of it.
Yeah, we lost a lot of people. We lost a lot of.
Yeah.
We lost a lot of people. Yeah.
Exactly. But I knew that my journey was going to continue, and that's why I always continue with Mark 11:24, where he said that I have the eyes on the prize.
Right.
And also, never struggle, always be a victor. I mean, a victor, not a victim.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like
never
that.
be a victim. I had to stop that. I almost was a victim, y'all.
A victorious.
2 days. Hold on, Kentel. Wait, Kentel.
But I got to talk to your show one day.
You have to, and call in a minute. Call back. So
okay.
I was almost a victim. Like I've always been losing my cool for the past 2 days. Like going back to old school. But we'll talk about that later. Like I had to wake up and snap back like you are in a different place. You cannot revert to losing everything because somebody is, but you control you. So it's really not the somebody, it's me.
Right.
Because I control me and I've been tweaking like really.
Why you ain't call me? You know I save you from yourself.
You do.
All the time.
You do.
Or call me.
But you know what?
Pull up and handle it for me.
I'm young. I'll do a little bit.
But you know what?
Thank you, Kentel, for calling in.
But you know what? Bishop Jake said it doesn't matter where you start. It only matters where you finish.
Yes.
And that's
Amen.
what you need to do to continue your journey. That's what my journey does. Everything is a reason for a season.
Yes, that's true. So I woke up
I got
this
to go.
morning. Okay.
I
Talk
can't
to
do
you
with
soon,
you. Love you
Kentel.
always.
Love you. So I woke up this morning like, I gotta get back on my stuff.
Yeah.
My P's and my Q's.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, ready to, yeah. But I had to wake up like, I had to say who I am. I am are two powerful words. I am. When you say who you are, those are the two powerful words. So I had to talk to self and get back normal. Because, I think that's the devil trying to get in and just destroy me. And almost happened.
Well, so the thing is that you're pregnant with something right now. You're giving birth to something that is bigger than yourself.
Yes.
You're about to do this event, this huge weekend, and you never been in this space before.
No, never.
And so, and then you also are very compassionate.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when people hurt you,
intentionally,
you want to fight back sometimes.
You want to. You just want to do what you used to do when you were younger, like bust a window. And you can't do that no more. Like I can't.
I can do it for you. I will do it for you.
He mentioned Jake's, right?
Right.
I just really recently listened to something from Jake's this week. I put it up on YouTube. Haphazardly ran into it.
He listens to him all the time and posts all his stuff all the time and sends them to me faithfully.
But watch this. The message was trauma, triggers, and triumph.
Trauma triggers.
That's a word.
That's a word for
I
me
need that on a
for
t-shirt.
these past couple of days.
I want 10%.
Repeat it.
So I want to get back.
so the
So
audience
I
can
want
see it real
to.
quick.
So hold on. Wait, we'll repeat that in 1 second. You guys are watching Politics with the Princess on WJZZ Cool TV.
Absolutely.
Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You can like, follow, share, or subscribe. You can call in just like Kentel did, Theresa did. The phone number is 313-355-6018. But I really, because I want this to be heard. And I think people just taking us off because it doesn't need to be, I want to talk about the fact that some Michiganders believe that just because you are in prison, you don't deserve to get the vaccine. It was two different operations going.
Right.
They say prisoners was getting it before people out here. That's not a true statement. Prisoners' team was just moving faster than out here. You get, and I want to just remind people that they're people too.
They're still human.
Right. You're human.
And I want to say, what if that's your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad that's in there for something that they didn't even do? Wrongfully accused. They're in there. What you think kind of different about them getting the vaccine? You get what I'm like? It's your mom. She's in there. She didn't rob that liquor store. She just looked like the lady that robbed the liquor store. So they got her on lockdown. She's sitting next to somebody that probably got COVID. It's shots available. So she shouldn't get it before Karen out here. It's your mom. Everybody's human. So that kind of affected me. Because if you did do a crime, all of us can be in jail for anything. We all break. If you write a bad check, that's a crime. That's felony.
Who still write checks?
I'm just saying.
That's
I'm just saying. It could be mistaken identity. It could be anything where you end up behind those bars fighting for your life. So you two don't have rights. They shouldn't look out for you. You should just die. Oh, no, I got to wait till Tony get it. We just all gonna die. We're all human. I think everybody should get it at a quick rate. That's what so that kind of bothered me.
Yes. Well, that's sickening, and it's evil, because the fact of the matter is like, let me upgrade your language. Those are people who are in prison, and they're not prisoners. When you
Amen. Say that one. See, he said it again. He got t-shirt slogans. Say that.
Yeah. They are people in prison. They are human beings. They are our mothers, our brothers, our cousins, our sisters. And even if they did do it,
right.
They're human
people.
Beings. Right. And so when you're living in a civilized society, we don't have the death penalty in the state of Michigan. And so they weren't sent there to be condemned to death.
And even if we did have the death penalty, it wasn't time for them to die then.
Absolutely.
They were, if we did have the death penalty, it say you die on January 2025, down the line, not now. You get what I'm saying? So
then you have staff who brings in this virus and affect these
because they're not leaving out.
Because they're
not walking out the door.
They can't leave anywhere, and they didn't have any visits. They shut down visits. So the only place that they could have gotten it from is the staff members.
Right.
And so the staff give it to them, and they give it to another staff, and the staff member give it to their family member. Then it's still spread out in the community. So make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
So all that ignorance.
That hurt me. It hurt me that people don't, because my dad was in prison.
Absolutely.
And so, I have family that are, my story. Born and raised, I always say it, born and raised in the project.
Absolutely.
So I have a number of friends that are in prison, and they are people.
Yes.
And so I want their lives to be saved too. And it affected me that people that think they don't know no one in prison, they don't know anyone in prison, to say, oh, they can't get it before me. Huh? Why? What makes you better because you're not in prison? I'm pretty sure you do a lot of crooked, I can't say the word, stuff. You just ain't got caught yet.
Right.
That's right. So that affected me.
Wow.
And so you said, how many people died from COVID in prison?
Over 200 some people died. Over 26,000 got infected by it. But the fact of the matter is that the psychological scars, all of them was affected by it because they felt that they was in there left for dead, where no one cared.
No one cared about them.
Right.
And so now I have this bitterness in me.
You got this bitterness.
So I'm supposed to get better and not bitter.
You supposed to get better.
And so, but if I feel that my government don't care about me and it's left me in there, it took us a while to even get them to put hand sanitizer stations in there.
Terrible.
That's sickening.
Yeah, this
where
happened.
No, they might drink it and get drunk off it. Where you could have just put
the stories that were coming out when they were calling their parents, and their parents was contacting us and saying the stories that were coming out were like amazing, and you were like, this is the United States, therefore this is Michigan. Like,
right?
We can't. I don't care where you are. You're still responsible. We're still responsible for you in there.
Right.
Your life matters.
Like
I think that's where I think even outside of this whole thing, people, even if, let's stop talking about prison. Here, every day, people think your life is better than my life, or my life is better. It is not.
That's a good point.
Preach.
It is not. Our lives all hold the same value.
Yes.
And we are all important.
Absolutely.
And it does not matter about a title. A title doesn't make your life better than mine.
Say that again.
It doesn't make you a better person than I am. My title don't make me better than you. We all the same. And we always say this, have a gift and a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on this earth Even plants and things all have a purpose. And I think once you get to that thought, it's much easier to respect everybody. Because I believe in this big thing of respect. Because I can respect the person that claims that they don't like me. And I always say it that way instead of saying don't like me. Because you just claim you don't like me. I haven't claimed you as my enemy. I haven't claimed you as a person. But you claiming it. So I can even respect that person. Because I can respect it. You have to learn how to respect things. And just be mindful that all people matter. And then it makes everything flow easier.
Oh, absolutely. We're better like that. You know,
Yes.
you've been to one of our grilling events. You know, I do this thing with.
Oh, you gonna talk about it? See, I didn't know if he was gonna talk about it. You wanna talk about the thing? This is the thing. We got a little time for you to talk about the thing. We got about 3. Talk about the thing.
Yeah. No. and
This thing is amazing.
we do an initiative called Better Together. You know, and this is with an initiative that's through Say Detroit with Mitch Album. And so we thought it was necessary to do something in the wake of all of the unrest that was going on in the community. So we seen people talking at each other and not with each other. And so we got into the trenches. So it's good for me to go in this to shape policy. You know, I'm good at that, you know, and we did a great job with that. But now we got to see the policy work for the people. You know, so we was able to get police officers.
Listen to this.
With citizens, whether it been gang members, high school members, protesters, and just Joe Blow public who had a certain feeling about policing in the community. So we brought them together and we brought out a big grill and allowed them to get together and grill a meal together, sit down and break bread together. But they did it without the knowledge of them being police officers.
They didn't know that they were police.
You know.
At all. Nobody knew who was.
You know.
And these are tough guys that are like, and then so he goes around and he has them introduce themselves, and then it gets to why don't you like the police? And these guys are honest, right? And then they find out they're actually sitting next to the police officer eating a burger.
With some jerk chicken. And some pulled pork. And we bring out the good food. We'll just bring hot dogs.
No, it's good food. Like, the chicken is so good. I want this recipe so bad. I got to find it. So it's grilled chicken. But he's going around the state doing his thing. And so, like, parents bring their kids, like, at-risk kids. And so we had this guy that time that didn't want to talk.
Right.
But the police chief in Inkster came in, told his story. Remember, they connected through art.
Oh, absolutely.
And it opened him up. And so that's the thing. See, I didn't know if he was going to mention that thing because he don't want people to know that it's happening.
We incarnate.
Well, I mean, that's definitely a good thing to not, like, publicize that it is happening, because then people will be wary of it and they're like, oh, let me be careful going into this because I heard something about
But
this.
then every time they see you, Daryl, people gonna be like, it must be some po-pos around. Wait, that's
but
even at a regular meeting, that'd be a po-po.
What they find out is not the po-po.
Yep, he's a regular person.
It's not the gang member. It's not the quote unquote returning
that's
citizen.
what we get into.
It's not the high school person or the at-risk youth. It's just human beings coming together, have a discussion, and finding ways to work together.
Unity.
You know, we did it at Alternative for Girls a couple weeks ago, and I
had
an all-female police
See,
squad.
that's what he was doing. Right.
And it revolutionized that.
It was young women. It was police officers who had babies at 15, 16 that are now police officers. Say that story. You get what I'm saying? That's powerful because that lets the girl know that had a baby at 15, 16 who everybody tell her your life is over. You're not going to be anything. You're going to have 1,000 kids. You might as well just call it a day and be on welfare. Your life is over. No, you can still have a career at doing something. So I love that movement, and it does say, and actually it's not just the men, the little boys, young men who learn something. The flip side, it opens up the police officer eyes.
Big time.
Yes.
Like, it is, like, when you, because I always tell people this, empathy is the most powerful thing.
Yes.
If we're not talking to each other, we won't ever get a chance to have that empathy. Once I know what you like and what you don't like, who your mother is, what hurts you and all that stuff, I have to feel it. And it causes me not to want to hurt you because I feel empathy. You're sharing with me, so I'm kind of getting in your shoes. Empathy will change everything.
The lack of it killed George Floyd.
The lack of it. Yeah.
It killed George Floyd. And that's why we took the officers over to the Detroit Recovery Project. Because George Floyd had a substance use disorder.
Yeah.
And so a lot, we don't want to talk about that issue.
We don't
want to talk about the elephant in the room.
We don't want to talk about mental illness in our own. We don't talk about a lot of stuff. But I learned we got to talk about it.
Yeah. So that lack of empathy had a knee on the neck of George Floyd.
Yeah.
And so for these officers to be exposed, and I thank God for Andre Johnson who allowed us who opened up his facility to us, and to be able to connect with some of his people, they was able to hear from people who struggled with that and understood what their struggle was, and that opened their eyes up a lot more as relates to how do we police people with substance use disorders, how do we police people with these mental illnesses, because that's a huge problem in our community that we're not addressing. Man,
Daryl, we gotta have you back on next Friday. You
yes,
gotta I'm serious. I'm not even playing. So we have to get ready to wrap up. And so while we're wrapping up, I want to know what's next for everybody in 30 seconds. So we'll start with you, Tony. What's next? You doing any makeup this weekend? What?
I am not doing any
No
makeup.
Fashion shows?
No fashion shows or anything like that.
No photo
I'm
shoots?
actually rebranding my entire brand because I have a new project coming out.
Okay.
So we gotta.
So it's gonna be Tony 2.0.
Okay, can't wait. What's next for you, Karen?
I'm working on projects for my elite entrepreneur woman.
Okay, so next week you gotta kind of talk about that. We talked about your delivery, Detroit Delivers.
Which is my
we
main
need to
business.
talk about your organization next week. I'm saying next year. Daryl, my friend, what's next for you?
Whatever the political princess tell me.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
I love it,
what's next for me is my son's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Kitty.
I got presents today. I got a mask right there. And I got a box, Karen. Karen got me a present. I don't know what's in the box. She's going to open it up and let me. Do I supposed to open the box?
Yeah, open it up.
Okay, bring the box here. But I also have this book signing I'm freaking out about.
Yes.
Yes.
But people have bought this book, right? And so I want to tell you guys. I got the
Hold on, wait.
I got my favorite thing.
Why I ain't get the pre-order link?
Okay, you can get that, but you got to be there too.
Of course
That is for our. See?
Oh, this is for something.
No, this is for our princess.
Oh, that we announced that. The Cupcake Princess thing.
Yes.
So, the book
I like that.
is not an all-tale book. It is a workbook.
Yep.
It's a workbook of me becoming into myself. Things that help me transform myself. And I figure, and exercises I use. Because, I used to go from 0 to 10 real quick. And I was a person that always thought that people did something to me. Like, why is my life like this? Why is this? And then I figured out that everything that has happened to me has been for a reason to take me to the next level. It's not happening to me. It's happening for me.
Right.
And just that first one mindset about adversity makes you stronger and better, changed my whole landscape with more. So this book is a workbook. I'll tell all later.
Work
but
it out.
It's a workbook.
Work it out.
It's a workbook with little things about me in there. It's stories about my life and stuff added because I feel you cannot tell somebody anything if you haven't experienced it. So everything in this book, I've experienced it. So, and it helped me get to the next level. But thank you all for watching Politics with the Princess. We're going to try to talk to Daryl to get him to come back next Friday and waste another hour with us.
Help us, Jesus.
Bye-bye. We'll
Bye,
see you all
everyone.
later.